So good morning. We are here in Nawili on the island of Kauai. We have docked and we have a full 24 hours plus here on the island, and we're going to make the most of it, and we can't wait. It's our final new island, and it has a lot to offer.
Alright, now we are here to board the little boat to get our river cruise on Wailua River.
I'm sober.
It is beautiful. There's an amazing waterfall. It's a cool high-tech and nice color below the waterfall. And you swim out to it. Take the old Christmas photos, send it all to friends. Wrong barrel, by the way. I know some of you need some WD-40. There's some simple handles. It's much more safe to hitchhike. You're going to give your thumb up. Hitch it right down to the beach. Motion of the ocean. 2 hands out in the front of you. Yeah. Grab your fishing nets. Throw them out into the ocean. And then we're going to hook it. Hooking means to pull 2 times to the right and 2 times to the left. For our next on shore. Yeah. Inside of the nets we find fish. One hand on top of the other, waving the thumbs around, up and down motion, swimming fish. Way up on your head, flying. Upside down. Yeah. And we take the fish reading at some point, get it your balls, 2 fingers, so we get the fish. What a wonderful day. Big motion in front of you for fishing. And the fishing goes in all the evening. Big circle right in front of you. Hands on your hips. Big smile on your faces. We take 2 side steps in front of the boat. 2 side steps in the back of the boat. Follow Mahina and come and then do whatever they do. And on step 2.
Look what I found! Look what I found! Look what I found! So excited!
Hi, I'm Matthew.
And I'm Susan. Together we love to travel.
One of our favorite places to be
Is aboard a Norwegian ship at sea.
good food, drinks, and friends.
Make a relaxing trip indeed,
So come along with us.
as we let the sea set us free. Woo!
Okay, time to head to the luau. So we are here at the Smith's family luau grounds, and we are going to go take a tram ride around their gardens and then get to do the luau stuff, the abbreviated version tonight. Aloha!
Alright, hi everyone, my name is Craig. We'll be taking a quick tram ride around the garden. As we go along, we'll be talking about some of the plants, the animals, and a little bit about the Smiths family. So coming up here to my right, these orange flowers here, they're called the dwarf poinciana flower, also known as the Ojai Ali'i flower in Hawaiian. The yellow and pink flowers to my left, they're called the plumeria flower. You might recognize that flower as they're used in making leis. And coming up here to my right, this big yellow building here is called the Luau Hale. Luau means feast, Hale means house. This is where you'll be having your dinner. Also to my left here, right across the Luau Time is what we call the Leaky Leaky Hotel. Too much drinky, go to Leaky Leaky. And coming up here on my left is our Luau, is our Lagoon Theater. And this is where the show will be taking place, called The Golden People of Hawaii. The show will be starting at 8 o'clock, right after your dinner. Also looking to the left, you get to see the seating for the show. It's all stadium style seating, so they're all good seats. Now the garden is about 30 acres in size and the tramway is about 1.5 miles long. Now the Smiths family, they've been doing river tours up to the Fern Grotto for over 75 years. They've also been doing luau's for over 40 plus years, and they're still family owned. Coming up here on my left in a fenced off area is what we call the taro plant. And that's where the poi comes from. It comes from the root of the taro plant, which is similar to a potato. The leaves of the taro plant are also edible. They're used in a dish called the lau lau. The red flowers to my left, those are called the heliconia flowers, also known as the lobster claw flower. Now coming up here in the back part of the gardens is where we have most of our fruit trees. And coming up here to my left we have a very unique tree. It's called the cucumber tree. And then also to my left is a guava tree. To my right we've got rows of banana. Next to the banana we have what we call the breadfruit or ulu. There's some fruit on there. And then the red guavas you see to the right, they're called the strawberry guava. We do also have some mango, rambutan, tangerines, avocado, papaya. And we've got this cool jackfruit tree to the left with a whole bunch of fruit. And then also to my left here, we got a cashew tree. Now also to the right there, that's our Filipino themed village. Many Filipinos did come to Hawaii as contract workers to work in the plantation fields, as well as the Chinese, Japanese, and Portuguese. Now coming up here to my right, these red flowers here, they're called the hibiscus flower. And the hibiscus flower is the state flower of Hawaii. Also the purple flowers to the right, they're called the bougainvillea flowers. And coming up here to my left here, these trees, it's called the tamarind tree. The fruit of the tamarind tree is used in cooking of soups and stews, as well as made into a candy. It's a very tart candy, I should say. Well, this about ends our little tour of the gardens here. We'll be ending up here at the emo ceremony, where they'll be unearthing a pig from an underground oven. This will take place at 6:45, so you guys got some time to go walking around and check things out. Just remember to come back here at 6:45. We do also have an orchid house. The orchid house is straight ahead if you guys want to go check out. So once again, I'd like to thank you all for coming to Smith's Tropical Paradise in Luau, and aloha.
So they have seeds, and all the birds came, all the birds, like all the birds. I'm surprised not there's any left in the rest of the plantation.
Wow. Look at that. Eating right out of his hand. Dig up the emu.
Yeah, the birds are wanting to help dig up the turkey, or the pig.
Pig.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Aloha.
Aloha.
All right. Thanks for joining us here tonight for the show. And we got a little tasting coming up afterwards as well, too. And welcome to Kauai and to Smith's Tropical Paradise. My name is Kamika Smith. Sorry for all the texts and the emails that I had to send to you, but I had to do that. I know it was a lot of texts and stuff coming to you, but thanks for coming and joining us for the show tonight. This here is our family business, and our family name is Smith, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But this is our family business, and it's been in operation for almost 80 years. My grandma and grandpa started the river tours up the Waialua River, just on the other side of the trees here, that many years ago. And about 40 years ago, we started doing luau here at Smith's Tropical Paradise. Still family business. Tonight, I'm third generation. Got my cousins, they'll be working back here as well, too. Second generation, we just got my mom left. Mom's here tonight. She's on a walker somewhere in there, so you'll see her inside. She turns 90 next week. Yay! Yep. I said, what do you want to do for your birthday? I want to go to Las Vegas. So, we're going to Vegas.
Chicken.
We got a fourth generation. Two of my cousin's kids are dancing in the show later on tonight. And then I also have my niece. She usually works here, but she just had generation number 5. So hopefully down the road, that next generations want to take over the family business. So thanks for joining our family tonight. Smith, not a Hawaiian name. It is English, and it came from my great-grandpa. He came over to Hawaii directly from the UK back in the late 1800s. He was a postman, and he worked on all the Hawaiian islands as a postman. He fell in love with my great-grandma, who was Hawaiian, and that's how I got the name Smith. So thanks for taking a chance. Come into the Luau show, even though the name is Smith. Yes. Easy to remember, maybe. But this here is an emu. We got a pig cooking in here. There are 3 emus here on property. This one here, there's another one over there. There's another one closer to our kitchen where we cooked another pig earlier today. That we're ready to give you a tasting later on. You'll have to wait for them to chop this one up afterwards. So when we're done here, we're gonna have you go right on in. There's gonna be, it's like a luncheon luau or a plate lunch luau, where we have something that we'll hand to you there, and then go sit on one of the tables inside that have the tablecloths in there. We'll have some nice Hawaiian music, maybe a couple of hulas in there as well too, before you head down there to the show. The show's down at our theater, which is about a 3-minute walk towards the back of the gardens. At the theater, it's all open seating, all good seats, not full tonight, so lots of space to spread out there as well too. Okay, so when you go in, just stop by, get your plate lunch. There's going to be some fruit punch and water. There's a Mai Tai bar there as well too. That's all included in what you paid for as well too. So thanks for joining us. So when you're done with that, just hang loose, enjoy the music, and then go watch the show after that as well too. Let's see, Emu, underground oven. We're going to start everything off with our Emu masters. They're going to come over here and dig the pig out, and I'll explain to you the whole process of everything. That way you understand how the Hawaiians cook their food. There we go. Oh, if you haven't found the restrooms by now, it's just on the other side of the building. Just go right through the building on the other side. There's going to be restrooms up at the theater as well too. All right, guys, go ahead. So the blowing of the conch shell usually means the start of an event here in Hawaii. Tonight, the start of our luau and the imu ceremony. Now, imu is spelled I-M-U, meaning cooking pit or underground oven, but sounds sort of like the E-M-U bird. We're cooking a pig. Pig in Hawaiian is pua'a, P-U-A-A, pua'a. Now, what we did early this morning, we laid firewood at the bottom of the pit. Firewood that we use is something called ironwood, also known as Australian pine. So the firewood goes on the bottom. Before we light that firewood up, we're going to place some rocks on there. Rocks we use is lava rock. Lava rock is porous, which means it has holes in it. Alrighty, lava rock. Lava rock is porous. This one will be the cooking element for the pig itself. Most rocks are solid. Solid rocks will heat up to so much they can't take the heat, might burst like a bomb. This one here keeps the heat in. This will be the cooking element for the pig itself. So lava rock on top of firewood. We'll light the firewood up to heat the rocks, and it takes a couple hours to heat up. While that goes on, we go into the gardens. We're going to chop an entire banana tree down because we're going to use it here in the imu. Banana trees hold a lot of water. It'll create a steaming effect when they're cooking the pig. The style of cooking is called kalua, K-A-L-U-A, kalua. No H in there, that would be the liquor, right? So steaming and baking at the same time. So once these rocks are nice and hot, all the fire would totally burn down. No fire going on in there, just the hot rocks. We'll go ahead and chop the trunk of the banana tree into several sections. We'll smash it up and place it right on top of all the hot rocks. We'll then place some banana leaves on there and then some tea leaves in there. Tea leaves, not the drinking kind of tea, but the leaves the guys got around their necks here. Tea is the spelling of this plant. You'll find this throughout Polynesia. Here in Hawaii, our hula dancers like to use those tea leaves for their hula skirts. We wrap foods with it and steam foods with it. If you got a fever, you place that leaf on the fevered area, it'll help draw some of the heat from the body. So many, many uses for this tea plant. Finally, we get to the pig. Pre-pandemic, we would head down to the south shore of Kauai, Kaneshiro Pig Farm, grab some pigs, put them in the ground. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, that family farm closed, which is really sad because they were open for 80 years as well, too. So no commercial pig farm right now on Kauai. So we get our pigs flown in from Oahu. You get the city pig, sorry. Yeah. So it's just the meat and bones part of the pig that we need. So the farmer will just have just the meat and bones sent to us. We will then place the pig in a pan similar to this up here, and we'll place the pig on his back. We'll open up the center, and then we'll spice them up. And the only spice we use, Hawaiian rock salt. It's a thicker grain of salt. We'll sprinkle generous amounts in the cavities of the pig. We'll then go back into the pit, take some of the hot rocks out, and place it inside the pig. That way it's cooking from the inside out, as well as from the outside in. The pig goes on top of all the leaves. More leaves come out of the, more leaves are put on top of it. Then we put a tarp over it just to make sure none of the sand or the dirt gets in there. 9 hours later, here we are, ready to take them out. Nice slow cook, yep, 9 hours. Chefs love this way of cooking. All they do is they pick up bones, they shake bones. Most of the meat falls right off the bones itself, nice and soft. Pigs we use usually between 120 and 150 pounds each. I think this is pig 2 of 2. Ooh, it smells good. Okay, off come the leaves. The tea leaves. And then the rocks in there are so hot, 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 hot. If you want to cook another pig in there right now, use those same rocks. So cook another pig by tomorrow morning. I'll make the noise for you guys. Hawaiian hot potato. Yeah, that deepest one, that's the hottest one. Oh, no. That one doesn't want to come out. All right, you got him. How about a hand for the guys here? The pig is not going to look like this when you go up there to the dinner line or to get your little pig over there. What we do is we take them back to the kitchen, and the chefs will debone and kind of chop them up. So it'll look like a pulled pork when you get there. Okay, so nice salted pork. It's usually really good with poi. Have you guys tried poi before? No? Poi is like the rice or mashed potatoes part of the Hawaiian meal. It's just a purplish gray paste that you would usually eat with that, because that way it would kind of calm the saltiness of the food. So that is what you would normally eat it with. We got some steamed white rice for you tonight. But thanks for joining us here today. Yeah. If you want to take pictures of the pig in its current states, you may. Kind of gross, but you may. Otherwise, you may start heading on in. We're going to have some music being played. There's a table right there when you first go in. Then you go pick up some food. Thank you. Mahalo.
Okay, so we're in line to get our plate dinner tonight, and super excited to try the pig. Not that pig, but one they cooked earlier.